Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is the press. We're reaching you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. And now we've been joined by our analyst, in-house analyst, Dr. Olamide.
Always added Dr. So far, yes, he had Olamide.
Okay, looks like it's a battle of the Olamides today.
Olamide, but
okay.
Yeah, I think
it's lovely to have you on the show, but I won't have you share my name today.
One person has to drop the Olamide.
He has to drop the Olamide as
No, it has to be Dokita.
Olamide, what do you think?
So that it doesn't seem like you're asking me the question. We are referring to.
I think I agree with
you. Agree with that?
Female.
Oh wow.
Our viewers, be reminded our phone lines are open for you to call in and make your contributions known. So, Dokita, you're welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Dokita. Let me quickly run it for us. Of course, the biggest story everywhere right now is for subsidy. You agree with me? And now, as of yesterday, the president got a court order banning the NLC, of course, from going on strike. Going on a strike. So, what is your take on that? Let's start from that.
Well, to me, I would not by any means or stand with the court.
Okay.
Yes, I wouldn't want to actually feel myself or actually deceive myself or deceive Nigerians. To me, I think that action is actually too harsh or too shabby. For me, the court has the right. They have every right to do whatsoever is in accordance with the law and the constitution of the country. But and I know very sure that they will have actually considered the constitution before taking their decision. So it will actually go in line with the rule of law. Fine. But the fact is, we should be considering what both traditional mindset and constitutional rule when we are dealing with Nigerians. So I think with that, I stand by NLC saying no. I will not stand by them disregarding the rule of law. But at the same time, I think our judges should be taking things into consideration before giving the judgment.
I think part of the reasons why they had to give that ex parte order is because it's going to affect a lot of things. Even the students that are currently writing their junior WAEC examinations. It simply means that Labour cannot go on strike now, because if they do, it's going to affect even the schools, universities, secondary schools, even the current, issues that are ongoing, the election tribunal. It's going to affect everything.
I'm actually one of those advocates for no strike.
Good.
That one is very sure. And
so that means you understand why the industrial
I actually understood that. But what I'm saying is, thank God federal government through their executive had actually done something and they are proactive. Now we can actually congratulate ourselves for having such an administration. But the fact is, no matter what, NLC will always be NLC. We should note that, even if their leaders are now politicians.
All right. Myself and Messi were having a conversation just before you came on air when we saw this headline. It says on the Guardian newspaper, I say Labour undeterred by court order as TUC demands 200,000 minimum wage. I'd like to get your thoughts on that. 200,000 from 30,000 to 200,000. Bearing in mind that some states are not even able to meet up with this payment. So what's your take?
Well, to me, I think Labour will need to. TUC had to bring that because they had to. I like to smile on the face. That was the same thing I said.
Let me make reference to what I said earlier before you came on, and I said, "Oh, this is a good start," because some persons have actually come out to say, "Don't you think 200,000 naira is reaching too far?" And I'm like, maybe they are up for negotiations. And if you like 200,000 naira, you'll be able to negotiate. At least if you want to negotiate, if you go to the market now, you want to buy something, from 200,000 it will probably go to like 100 or 150. But then if you put 100,000 naira.
Now let me be sincere to you. They actually it was to me it was just a joke anyway. But at the same time,
I don't think a joke will make the front page.
Not even just one.
I know, but the only thing is they had to do this because they know very sure that government will surely negotiate, and the negotiation for me would actually go around because we have a president that had said that there must be wage review and salary review. He had said it, I think, Thursday in his office. So with that, TUC coming with 200,000 minimum wage, I think it is just for them to go to the government so that they will again, then government will actually come down to around 70, 100. I know very sure this is government. But at the same time, we should consider when we are actually bargaining, when we are giving government grants to talk with us, that we are removing subsidy.
Okay.
Right? And that is why all these are coming up. Now, if we are removing subsidy that we are paying something around 400 billion, 500 billion every month, and you are coming with 200,000, we are removing the subsidy just because we want to make sure that every other thing is sorted out. Are you getting it? But we are coming with 200,000 minimum wage. That means you've actually consumed all the subsidy revenue that we want to actually use for other sectors. So I want TUC to be human.
All right.
To be human.
Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, this is Mr. Akin calling from Lagos.
All right, Mr. Akin, please join the conversation.
Okay, thank you so much. It is really baffling to hear that Labour requesting for 200,000 naira for minimum wage, forgetting that even the 30,000 naira has not even gone across. Anyway, let's leave that one aside. For me, I don't see the Labour as being political. You understand? And not today, right from the onset of this country, I've never seen any importance of Labour. Let me remind us of something. As Labour, are they in any way? Yes, Labour never talk about forcing the government of the federation to cut the cost of governance. They never talk about that. Labour not insisting that subsidy money or funds be channeled to upgrading subsidizing the hospital, education, agriculture, security, and the rest. They are not talking about that. Labour not insisting on government to be accountable to the general public on its expenses. They are not talking about all these things. Labour not talking about the huge embezzlement of funds within the civil service itself. They are not talking about it. They are talking about 200,000 naira minimum wage. Where was Labour when CBN threw Nigeria into unnecessary hardship because of the stupid cashless policy? They never came to do any strike. Nothing. And finally, the only thing Labour wants to ask is 200,000 naira, and they want Nigerians to believe them that they are fighting for them. It's a lie. I want to suspend Labour are even being sponsored by this cabal. Okay, these marketers that don't want the subsidy to go. So we are watching, but let's not deceive ourselves as Nigerians. If this man, the present president, is willing to do the right thing and is not getting the support, nobody can stop him in the second tenure. He will still go there and will still be in the language. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Akin from Lagos.
To me, I wouldn't see NLC and TUC.
Do they have those responsibilities that he states in checkmating their affairs?
That is exactly where I'm coming from, because even if they want to embark on strike, there must be a reasonable reasons. There must be reasonable reasons for them embarking on strike. If that thing is not actually affecting labor, rather, there is no reason for them. But even if that thing is affecting labor and they know very sure that government cannot do anything, then there's no reason for them going on strike rather. But at the same time, as caller have actually said, I want to let everybody know that labor in this country, believe me sincerely, I don't know before my existence, but since I've known difference between right and left, and I've been students in this country, I don't think Labour had actually done us any good thing. Labour Union.
But you were standing with Labour just some 2 minutes ago.
No, it's standing with them because I know very sure that. If you stand with them,
it means that they are doing something good.
I'm talking about us. I'm not talking about workers alone now. Because now even the workers that we're talking about, are you getting what I'm saying? I just said that 200,000 naira minimum wage is not a reasonable thing, because we cannot be spending the whole money from the subsidy removal on their salary.
Of course.
But at the same time, we have government workers, we have private sector workers. How many times as labor leaders stand for private sector workers? Myself and you, they are fighting for 200,000 minimum wage. We will fight for our own. In their stuff, they actually gave analysis that every organization with over 50 employees should be paying $500 or 200,000, whichever that is higher. Are you getting it? But would they? That is how it's going to be. Immediately, government said to them, they don't care about private sector again, and they are ruling on both private sector and government workers. So that is that about that. Another thing is, Labour had not been considering what will happen immediately immediately their salary is being increased. Don't forget, immediately their salary is being increased, it will cut across every sector. Especially food, price of food and services will go up, and this will affect others that are not working for government, with government rather. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So Labour should be considerate when they are making their decision and when they're making their request. Another thing is this: Labour should not be mostly concerned about people in working for government alone, and not even those that they are working for, like the students. Let's talk about people in education sector. The students are there, your people are working for them. So if you don't consider education sector, you don't consider infrastructure, you don't consider, from their request, I learned that they actually requested for CNG to be refineries to be resuscitated, so that we'll be able to be having our fuel refined agitation, so that we have. That is very good, because with that, I'm not very sure, even if Nigeria could actually resuscitate 2 of our refineries, we will be able to be buying our fuel at the rate of, let's say, 150, 120.
But man is also calling for monopoly, for taking monopoly away from.
But government had actually done that. That is one of those things I will actually give kudos to this government. Immediately they came in, they had worked on that, because Mele Kyari said that every marketer that has the opportunity of, or that has the strength of importing refined can but
then all marketers are also complaining that they don't have access to forex.
But they will now. It was just because this thing was it was a monopoly of power before, but now that everything has been decentralized, then everybody will have access to wherever you want to get. If you want to do business with me, you have your way of getting across to me. That one is very sure. So if they actually, and don't forget that regulating this forex is actually priority of this government. Which is very good. So even if I thought you want to go and get from Olamide, or you want to go and get from Messi, Olamide will not sell 650, while Messi will be selling 500. Everybody will sell. So that means at a unified price. That means this thing will actually affect positively. This removal of subsidy will affect positively. And don't forget that immediately every marketer that has the strength are now importing into the country with their money, not government subsidizing. You will see that they will not be taking their fuel to Benin Republic, Congo, Togo, Burkina Faso, Sudan, whatsoever. They will not be taking it there, because if they will take it there, they know very sure that they are going to sell at the high price. Cameroon will not be shutting down their refineries just because they have opportunity of getting it from Nigeria. They will actually open their refineries to everybody will now enjoy. So whatever they buy, they sell. The voice or the demand and supply forces will prevail. And with that, let me be sincere to you. People are saying, what has Dangote done for Nigeria? What has Dangote produced for Nigeria? And it has it is at a lower price. Let's be sincere to ourselves. This one, crude oil is being produced by Nigeria, Are you getting it? So, and I'm not very sure that Dangote will not buy at the rate of 15 naira from Nigeria, produce it with 16 naira, and want to sell. I want to sell it 200 naira. So it's not reasonable for him, because he knows very sure that people will still have others that are importing. So he will not want to sell higher than those people. He will want to sell lower, so that he will be able to have people that will patronize him. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So with that, I'm not very sure that we are actually coming to a reasonable state that every one of us will enjoy what we are paying for. I am paying tax, you are paying tax, every one of us are paying tax. And for those that are evading tax, I could remember vividly that just yesterday they levied some amount of money on of tax on somebody, and she actually went to internal generated revenue office. On getting there, they showed her how the tax was calculated, and she was not even to me. I told her, go to court, because that is what actually go to court. But the fact is, now I think NLC did good with not with the strike threat anyway, because that threat had actually broken a lot of things. They should have gone for negotiation first. We cannot do this.
But there's been closed door meetings that have been ending up in deadlocks.
Just one. Now, if not for the fact that this government is proactive, if it were to be Buhari's administration, forget about it. 10 months to this time, we are still on strike. They will not answer. Buhari will tell you, Buhari has been saying it. Buhari will tell you, I don't hear them, I don't know. But this Tinubu government actually want to listen to everybody and let everybody be on a right.
So let's talk about listening. I'll still like to take something from the Guardian newspaper. Our proposed NLC strike may affect presidential election petition.
Apologies, Mercy. Before he moves to that, I wanted to, because you made that statement, I don't want to lose it. You said that the current administration is prioritizing regulating the forex market. Now, how does that actually strengthen our naira? As in, how does that help us? As an economist, I want you to shed light on that.
This is just a case of me buying food at the rate of 200 naira, and that person buying the same food 300 naira, and that person buying the same food 400 naira. But now, so a marketer now come on board and said, instead of you people buying at different rates, let me be selling at 250. So all of you will be buying here. Are you getting it? Now with that, we are all buying at 250. But there is now another channel that thing can actually come in. Are you getting it? We are not, that thing can actually come in, but we are not considering it. What we are not considering is, since we all can buy at 250, let us now produce something that will be selling to the same marketer. If you are selling to the same marketer, you know, he actually regulated it to 250 for us. But now we also want to be producing, so that we'll be selling for, instead of exchange, we want to be selling. Now by the time we are selling, we now bring our own to 200. It will be like, no, now 200 is too much. Okay, if 200 is too much, then bring our own down, our own too, to buy from you, bring it down to 150, so that we can sell at 150. We'll be at, okay, you see that with that, our naira, our from our own side, we had the strength. From his own side too, though he's gaining, at the same time he will be happy, because we have something to offer, he has something to offer. That is what will actually benefit our naira now, that will make our naira to gain in the forex market. And believe me sincerely, with this, don't forget that by the time we are now importing, are you getting it? The more we import, the less the strength of our currency, but the higher we export,
the more the strength.
So that is why everybody will actually. I was actually telling people that said Dangote that the refinery cannot even take us to anywhere. Not to talk of now selling 40% to other countries. I said, what you don't know is what you don't know. Selling 40% to other countries will bring money into our purse, and with apart from that, it will actually strengthen our naira. And apart from that, now that we are now going to be selling our crude oil, we are not exchanging again. You know, that is so we start exporting crude oil,
not bringing in petrol.
So as we are exporting, we are buying. We are not exchanging. You know, it was because we are exchanging.
Yes.
That was what that was what made our value to be valueless. But now that we are exporting, you want to buy from us, you have to use naira. If naira is high, you won't be able to buy it. So with that, the more we sell, the more our naira regain its strength. So with that, we will know very sure that even if you want to buy the clothes on you that we used to buy 200,000, 500,000, because the naira is gaining, then we'll be importing at cheaper rates. Then goods and services here. Don't forget that Tinubu, I don't know, I had the rumor that he had actually instructed the immigration and the custom to open border. I had read it's actually still a rumor anyway. Okay. But if that occur, that means he actually want to caution the effects of this first subsidy removal, because we'll be getting a lot of things from other for some time. I think he should do it for some time so that we'll be able to go over these first subsidy stores, and immediately we go over this, then it should be regulated again, so that we will not lose our focus and our control. So
I'd like to answer what you said, because you've spoken about the new president, of course, focusing largely on the economy, of course. And then for what he said during the inaugural speech, he made mention about full range of domestic manufacturing, which is, of course, to buttress what you said. Now, let's take it to the NLC. Our proposed NLC strike may affect presidential election petition, because they've said that, if they go on strike, most of the courts are going to, of course, be on strike, and this is going to affect presidential election petition, rather, given that they have 180 days to decide who actually won the election. So how do you think this is actually going to even affect, apart from that?
Apart from that, believe me sincerely, don't forget that most of the presidential campaign committees, as in the candidate for each party's candidate, are workers. You cannot. I am on strike. You cannot call me to court, even if court want to sit. I'm still on strike, so I'm not be able to work for you. Are you getting what I'm saying? Absolutely. With that, we'll need to extend the days of tribunal sitting. And apart from that, don't forget that it is when we work that we have our brain set to it. Okay, fine, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. So if tribunal actually, which is very sure that they will join the NLC strike. So until NLC comes back, that is when they are going to start counting their days. So, and don't forget, with that, your Bible will say, the more we have a case on ground, the wiser the case. And you will see that even those people that not even know what to do before, we start strategizing.
They have ample time to
think through. But now that everybody, you see what is happening in the court, that some people will come with evidences. They will say, court, please, we have not arranged it very well. They will have ample time to arrange what is not arrangeable. And even the current administration, which they file case against, we have every of their time to sit down, strategize, and could actually win.
I don't know if the constitution has space for
adjusting the 180 days.
Exactly, because
if it doesn't, how would it is not because
that the 180 days, the strike action will still cost from the 180 days.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Okay, if they don't have anything, as in they don't have they've not even prepared about there is not going to be adjustment, rather. That means, okay, what if NSC strike for that 180 days?
that begs the question, because there has been some conspiracy.
That means they will still need to extend. Okay, fine. They cannot drop the case. The case is in court. They will still need to extend it. There are situations. There are situations that will beckon on whether this 180 days will be 180 days, or we will need to extend it. So that one is very sure. So if NSC go on strike now, we should know that if NLC actually spend on 100 days, you cannot expect tribunal to use just 80 days. Are you getting it? To bring up their judgment. So that means they are going to extend the days, and by extension, we still need to extend the days of appeal. extend the stay or the days of Supreme. So which I don't think will actually. That is why we are saying that NLC should not go on strike before. And thank God that they've actually acted to our voice. They went back to government that said that they said they will not have meeting with, and they had the meeting. And Nigeria, when I saw Osifo and Nigeria, I was like, wow. So you people can be so gentle like this and that. Some yesterday
they said they were not going to honor the invite.
And I remember that I said it very clearly that if they did not honor that invite, how would they resolve this issue? You table whatever you have in mind, and let us see how we can. So you are going like this, I am going like this. That means we need to meet at this point. So I want to congratulate them, because it's a congratulation from me anyway. Okay. Ajaero and Osifo for acting to our voice, and went back to sit with federal government. And with that meeting, I think we are going to a reasonable. By my thing, now we'll now sit down again
to discuss
again.
Of the policy.
So all these proposals, okay, how are we going to do it? We'll sit down, okay, fine. And then CNG, are you ready to work with us? If you are not ready, we are going on strike. So now Nigerians will not blackmail NLC. Nigerians will not insult NLC. They know that if CNG, it's for our benefit. So Ayaro and Osifo, they are not political now. They are being unionists rather. Okay. They are not unionists. So
because you mentioned unionists, like a unism between them. Now, you also talked about the current administration as being proactive in most of their dealings. That brings us to what the president did yesterday when he visited the intelligence team, and he was talking to them to have some sort of union and learn to share intelligence amongst them. Yeah. Do you think this is a way to help us bridge the insecurity that has bedeviled this nation for so long?
Yeah, just let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, that there is nothing else we would have wanted the president to do that he had not done. Are you getting what I'm saying? For now, him going to these people, I mean security agents, that have a unity plan, and at the same time make sure that you don't hoard information. That means there is something going on before. There's been hoarding of information before. So now that the Air Force is being privy of a particular information, and they inform soldiers inform police inform DSS inform Navy, and all of them, they have a joint.
But don't you think there's going to be a breach of information? Because of course you would agree with me that there's some information that the DSS should have access to that the police shouldn't have access to. Yes, I agree to having there should be that synergy, unism, of course, that unism. The synergy should be there, that there are certain things that you wouldn't be able to do alone. You should be able to communicate to your other mates and say, oh, how are we going to figure this out? But irrespective of that, let's take the FBI and CIA for example. We all know that there are cases that we know the FBI can work on and CIA cannot, of course, come into. So now, do you think this is actually, yes, they can tell the president, they should be able to brief the president on this, but do you think actually synergizing all of this should be the way forward for this kind of case? And then not just the synergy. The synergy is good. But then you cannot have the Nigerian police force coming into what is meant for state security, given that even with what is going on with Nigerian police force, we've had plenty cases of police killing someone. Are you trying to say that the security matters and security affairs of Nigeria is something that anybody and
what president actually said?
The security force.
It is going to be within
the Nigerian police force is still a security force.
Yes, what I'm saying is this: what president actually meant with the statement is like, okay, fine. There are cases that you police cannot undo.
Okay.
Immediately you heard of that.
But you get an intel.
So immediately you get that intel, inform the necessary and appropriate quarters. So that because you cannot undo it, you actually sit down that this is not our case. Okay. So until the appropriate security agencies will now be hearing of it. Now, for example, let's take what happened in Kaduna just yesterday, day before yesterday. Let's take it for example. You see that there are policemen within that city. Policemen will be going here and there. There must have been an intel. There must have been someone telling someone that, sir, we had so thing. And you know very sure anything that has to do with security, police, security of life and properties, police are concerned. But in this case, they know very sure that what they are holding cannot even match what these people are holding. The next thing is just inform soldiers. Inform them, inform army. Immediately you inform them, army will know that, okay, even if at all they want to go by water, then they will inform Navy.
Yeah.
If they want to go by air, they will inform Air Force. So with that, they will work hand in hand to curtail this issue of security that we have. For example, like the president had said, there are some things that we cannot actually request of them to tell us until they finalize their stand on it. But at the same time, there are a lot of things that this security are holding. I don't know if you have actually, we've never had a situation in which the security agents will kill or it will kill the insurgents, and they will be like, these are the people that are you getting it?
Very well.
But if it's happened to one of the security agents, we'll see. So, but not until all these things are being shown, we might not be able. Those bandits and Boko Haram and whatsoever might not be able to take them serious, because they'll be like, you know, there are too many. Like for now, there are too many. They have different factions. So if you do with a particular faction, let's show you so that other factions will know that, oh, this is what happened. But if by telling them with the word of mouth, they may not actually have connection. Do you know that? Because of going from one bush to another. But immediately you show it to them that they see it, they'll be able to caution themselves and actually go back to their senses.
So you think this is a step in the right direction?
Of course, yes.
All right, let's take another story. It says 10th NAS leadership. Yari takes case to Buhari in Daura. I remember the president said he's going to go and peacefully stay.
He will not need to join anything to.
But now we have Yari taking case to Buhari in Daura about the 10th National Assembly leadership.
Let's be sincere to ourselves. Once a leader is always a leader. And don't forget that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu told him while he was, I think when he was conferred
that they will come knocking at his door.
They will keep knocking, whether he's in Nigeria or in Niger, they will keep knocking his door. So, no, to me, I don't see any reason why issue of National Assembly will be taken to an executive. That quotes me and unquotes me. Why? You are an independent arm of government. Why are you bringing in another arm of government that you're supposed to be checkmating?
Past executive.
No matter what. Executive is executive. Let's take it that. Now,
for my executive in this context.
So now, apart from that,
okay,
I've always been saying it that National Assembly will not have their stand, will not have their 100% independence unless they see themselves as an arm of government that need to be checkmating daily the affairs of the executive.
So in another sense, they've not seen themselves.
They've not seen themselves who they are really. So that is exactly what is happening. And
that's the reason why they tag them rubber stamp sometimes.
It's not about they tag them. They are. In fact, this 10th National Assembly, ninth one is rubber stamp. This one will be rubber stamp Pro Max if caution is not
never say never.
If caution is not, because now all the activities are centered on executive. So whatever they want to do this, they will have immediately they have gone to one executive or the other. They want to do this. So to ask why asking? Is it because of political agreement or whatsoever it is? All I am saying is, if NAS both representatives and senators, if they actually want to stand as independent as they are, they should excuse the executive. Do their things. There's never been a case whereby judicial system, judicial workers will actually say, okay, President, please excuse us. We want to appoint somebody, then they are coming to them. No.
All right, Dokita, thank you very much for coming on the program. Of course, to analyze most of these headlines, and make sure you did justice to most of these questions we asked you. Thank you. We'll see you some other time. Our viewers at home, this is where we bring to an end the press this morning, and of course, stay tuned on KAFTAN TV to get more details on what is going on in the society. I remain Mercy Babajide.
Thank you so much for joining us. I am Olamide Alhassan. See you again tomorrow. Bye.